Welcome to Boardroom to Bounce House. Thank you so much for stopping by. I want to give you a tour today of After House Hunters tour so that you can see a little bit about, what we've done with the house. And our episode happened to air right before Christmas, so our home is decorated for Christmas. And I will tell you a little bit about some of our decor and decorations as we walk through the house today. So come on, let's go. First, I want to show you the living room. So this is our living room. And you might have remembered if you saw the show that my husband really wanted a place for his antiques. And I made a little joke about putting a museum rope here so that this could sort of be the antique room or the museum room, if you will. I do have a baby gate here because I have toddlers. So I have locked my toddlers out of this room. And right now it's not fully complete, it's work in progress. We have not had a chance to go and get all of our antiques out of the storage unit yet, so we are going to be doing that, and my husband is going to be able to use this room for really what he wants to do. But for now, it's just a nice sitting area, and we have our tree set up. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Tana, and this is Boardroom to Bounce House. If you're not new here, you probably know that I really love Rae Dunn. So this year I did a completely done Rae Dunn tree. So all these ornaments, except for maybe 2 or 3, are all Rae Dunn. And I found them on different Rae Dunn hunts that I did. I found a few of them online. Even my tree topper is Rae Dunn. So I had a lot of fun setting this up. This is the first year that I've been able to have my own tree, aside from like our family tree, because our house is finally big enough to have multiple trees. So you'll see we have a couple of trees set up throughout the house. Behind me, you see a ton of art, and this is not going to stay this way. This is just simply like where we've been storing our art. A couple weeks ago, I was feeling really not great about this room. We had boxes everywhere still, and we had all this art still in boxes. So we went ahead and hung it up all on the wall so that at least we could start thinking about where we want to put this stuff in our house, and are we still in love with it? Do we want to maybe get rid of it? That type of thing. The other thing we haven't done anything with yet is the curtains in this room. This is actually the museum type rope that I was joking about earlier. These curtains are definitely going to come down. They're just not our style, but we just haven't gotten that far yet. We actually want to paint this whole entire floor. I got a quote to paint the house, and it was $16,000. So I said thanks, but no thanks. And we're slowly painting it ourselves. So come on in here, I'll show you the rest. We have a little coffee bar set up here. I have some more of my Rae Dunn finds, and we have all of our wine stored down here. If I can open it. This is actually a TV cabinet, but we're repurposing it as a bar. Eventually we want to do a whole built-in on this wall with like a wet bar and everything. But we obviously, have to have time to do that. So we'll get there, but that's a project for a later day. And then in this room over here, this is our formal dining room. I did not want a formal dining room. That was actually a big discussion on the show that you kind of like didn't see as much. It came out during editing. But this is a formal dining room, and we're definitely gonna paint it. We're gonna change the light fixture. We're gonna make it kind of our own, make it a little bit more farmhouse and a little bit less brown. So over here you can see we are not done unpacking. We have lots of boxes to still go through, and in fact we have boxes in our garage that we're still going through. We just got out our china so that we'd at least be able to use it for the holidays. All right, let me show you the kitchen. Come with me. So if you come through this doorway here, which Michael got a lot of his really fussy details that he was looking for, and if you see, I don't know how good it's gonna look in this light, but we did start painting it. So this is the old color of the trim, and we are painting all the trim a bright white. If you come on this side, you can tell a little bit better. In fact, right here on the doorway, you can see this is the new color and this is the old color trim. So we're going for a really fresh, bright white. We also painted the kitchen already. So in the show and when we moved in, the kitchen was green. And one of the very first projects we took on was painting this kitchen. On the show, I talked a lot about how I really wanted a white kitchen. I do love white kitchens. We had a white kitchen in our last house, but I don't know, I've been thinking a lot about it, and these are starting to grow on me. I just think painting them is going to be a lot of work, so that might be a project that we take on in a couple of years, or maybe not at all if this type of wood comes back in, more in vogue or in style, because it is really nice. They're natural, they're really high quality. The one thing I did immediately was change the knobs. They had small silver knobs here, and I just felt like they were way too small for the cabinets. These are, I think, 42-inch cabinets, so they're pretty large. So I went ahead and ordered these. I got these on Amazon. So I got the larger pulls for these ones. And then for the drawers, I went with more of like the farmhouse style look. And actually one of the houses we looked at on the show had these same hardware, and I commented on the show about how when you need to change it. And as far as like our appliances countertop backsplash situation, we are not fans of the backsplash. I did talk a little bit about that on the show, and Michael and I joked about it, about how my mom has the exact same backsplash, and we do plan to replace it at some point. And we think if we did something a bit brighter, it would kind of break up all the sort of beige on beige on beige on beige that's going on in here. And the countertops too, they're okay, they're high quality, they're granite, so they're fine. We'll probably wait a couple of years, but we do plan to replace them as well and do something probably white with like a nice veining in it. I have decorated in here. I did a whole video decorating this space, so if you want to check it out, I will link it above. I haven't changed too much since that video. The only thing I really did was I added some wreaths up here above the microwave. At some point, I would actually love to remove this microwave and put a hood here, because I really did want a hood in the next house, so maybe that will happen down the road. And the other thing we did is we ordered a new refrigerator, so we will be getting a new refrigerator really soon. This is the morning room, and this is where we eat all of our meals. We eat breakfast here, lunch, dinner, etc., and we do a lot of crafts with the kids. I love this space. This is the reason I wanted to buy this house. I love how big the windows are and how much light comes in. We got this table at Ashley, and I got the chairs at Home Depot. The kids' chairs are basically the same. These came from IKEA, so I was really lucky to find these that basically match. And we just really love this space. It's, I would say, the heart of the home. We did paint it. It was green as well, so we did paint it. We do have it decorated right now for Christmas, and again, that was featured in my Christmas clean and decorate video, so you can check that out if you're interested. The one thing that's next on the list as far as this room goes is changing out that light fixture, because I absolutely hate it. And I definitely want to change it out, so we'll be changing out pretty much all the lighting throughout the house, and just making it a little bit more updated, because things are, you know, a bit dated in here. It's all really nice, but it just could be nicer. So come on in here, I'll show you the family room. So this is our family room, and this is pretty much where we hang out. It's where we watch TV. It's where the kids play the majority of the time. I'm not a huge fan of the built-ins. I was kind of torn when we were looking at this house on whether or not I really liked them or if I could deal with them. But they do provide a lot of storage. So the last owners had their TV on this side, and this rolls out. But we decided not to use it for that purpose. We're just gonna add shelves and use it as storage. And we decided to go ahead and put our TV above the fireplace just so it would be centered. At some point, we are going to lower this fireplace. We're gonna move it down because it is quite high. It was never really intended to have a TV there. So at some point we will change that out. So if you like projects, you like home projects, hit that red subscribe button, because I'm gonna have so many projects here on the channel. And then we just recently did this gallery wall. I have not changed the pictures out yet. I'm still waiting for them to come in the mail, but I did order photos. So you'll see that kind of update in the hopefully next couple weeks if they ever come. And this is our couch. This is our couch from Ashley. It took a really long time to come in, so we're so excited that it's finally here. For Christmas, I just put out some red pillows and some buffalo check pillows. It's very cozy. We love snuggling here, watching family movies and just hanging out. And we are ordering a new coffee table too, so hopefully that will be here soon. So that's the family room. So, and then as far as a tree this year, I was going to put a real tree here. We were gonna go cut one down. We typically like to, you know, make a big deal of the real tree every year. And in our last couple of houses, we've only ever had a real tree because we've never had anywhere to store artificial trees. I got this with the intention of actually putting it in the morning room, but I put it here and the kids have really been liking it. And since they're 1 and 3, they like to try to climb the tree and take all the ornaments off. So we decided we're actually just gonna stick with this because Christmas is 2 weeks away, and we feel like if we get a real tree, they're probably gonna knock it down like a million times, and I don't really wanna have to do like the baby gate situation around the tree. So we're just going with this year, and most of these ornaments are not breakable so that the kids won't break them. Here's our dog, Georgia. She's following me. We got this at Ashley as well. We actually got this in the discount area, and so far it seems to be finding a home here. We're not 100%, but I think this is where it's gonna end up. I have nothing in the drawers because the kids like to put their toys in there, so. By the way, I forgot to mention, this is like real life tour. So don't expect to see everything perfect and buttoned up because we live here and this is real life home tour. I did not worry about like cleaning extra before we filmed this video. I just really wanted to give people an update on kind of what the house looks like at this point. So one thing you didn't see on the show at all was the laundry room situation. And one of the things that they didn't talk about at all on the show was how I really wanted top floor laundry, because in our last house, we actually moved our washer and dryer from the basement to the top floor. Technically we had 2 washer and dryers because we used to Airbnb our basement out, but I really came to like top floor laundry. It's such a luxury and I really wanted that in our next house, and they just didn't show that on the show because they only have like 20 minutes. But we did not get top floor laundry, and in fact, I kind of hate our laundry room. This is real life. I did not clean the laundry room before you came. So like we have stuff here. I even have like clean laundry in the dryer right now. We are planning to do a complete makeover on this room. We think we're gonna go ahead and stack these 2 washer dryer situation and move this cabinet. We're gonna take the slop sink out because we have another sink downstairs and we just don't need it here. I would rather have counter space. I think Michael agrees we'd rather have like storage that makes sense. So subscribe if you wanna see that video because it's definitely coming. It's probably gonna be the next project we do after the new year. We have some, hanging situation here. This is all sort of temporary just to kind of get us by. But the biggest issue in this house, or in this laundry room I should say, is that when you come in from the garage, if I come in from the garage, you basically hit the washer and dryer, and this is always open because it's a front load, so you have to keep it open so it doesn't get moldy. So it's like you just, with a family of 4 and toddlers and this cabinet here and this door, it just doesn't flow well. So that's gonna kind of be the big change that we make in this space, aside from painting it because it's really ugly. And we do have a garage, which is amazing because in our last house we definitely didn't have a garage. They also didn't show this on the show, but like one thing that Michael really wanted was a side load garage, and he did get a side load garage. So good for you, honey, you got your side load garage. So that's pretty much the first floor with the exception of my office and the bathroom, which are down this hallway. The powder room is here. I don't think they really showed this on the show either. Come on in, I'll show you the paint color. So the paint color is very green, and as you can see, I'm not planning to keep it. These have been up for quite a while. I'm trying to figure out what we want to do in here. We're not really sure. The one thing we did do was hang some shelving, and we just have like a couple of Christmas touches in here just to kind of, make it a bit more seasonal. I found this sign at Hobby Lobby, and I feel like it's like literally our life in a nutshell. If you have kids, you can probably relate. So I've got that there. But more to come on this bathroom. We're thinking we might do shiplap. We don't really know. We'll find out. But that's where the bathroom is. And then up here, we're back to the color where we haven't painted. So this is the original color here. We have a nice closet here in the front, which is really convenient because there's lots of storage. But the only issue is we wish all this storage was in the mudroom, the laundry room, because we come in from the garage like 99% of the time. So we'll see. We'll find another way to kind of get more storage. And then this right here is my office, which is a total disaster right now. But we did do kind of a mini renovation in this office. We haven't quite finished, which is why I'm not going to step in and show you in great detail. But we wallpapered the back wall, we painted all the trim, we added the bookshelves. So I will have a whole video on that if you want to see how we did the wallpaper and everything. So that's pretty much the first floor, and like I said, lots of redone touches for Christmas. Everything's sort of a work in progress, but we're getting there. We have high hopes of putting shiplap on this wall as well at some point, and definitely painting everything. I really don't like the chandelier. You heard me say that on the show. So I actually did order the chandelier and it just came, so we'll be putting that in probably right after the new year so that we can enjoy the new chandelier. So come on up. So when you come to the top of the stairs, you hit the master, or the primary bedroom, I should say. And if you come on in, it is decorated for Christmas right now. I filmed a clean and decorate of this room, which is up on the channel. So if you want to know like where I got everything and the details, you can check that video out. I will link it above. But basically I was just going for a warm and cozy feel in here for the holidays. This is another room we're going to tackle in the new year. We have a lot of plans. We're going to be changing out the light fixture. We're going to be changing out the curtains. We're going to be getting rid of this kind of inlay wallpaper situation that's going on behind the bed. We're guessing that the previous owners probably had a king size bed just based on kind of like where their end tables would have been. And we're not going to have a king size bed. Even though this room's huge, we prefer the smaller bed. So we plan to do shiplap behind the bed and make it, you know, a bit more up to date. And they didn't really show you too much of the bathroom. So I'll show you the bathroom. If you come through here, the closet in this situation, or in this house, is a little interesting. The closet is right here to the side, and that's another thing we're gonna work on. It has a lot of storage, but it could be a lot more organized. As you can see, I told you in real life, I did not clean up before you came. This is real life mess. Like, I'm a working mom, I don't have time for that. So that's real life. If you come back in here, you'll see the bathroom, which it's huge and it's really, really big, but it just doesn't function very well. And one of the examples of that is this really tiny linen closet. So we have a lot going on in here in a very small space, and we really wish that the linen closet was like basically this whole wall. We've even talked about moving the washer and dryer up here at some point. Definitely, we will do a full renovation of this bathroom. One of the later things on our list that we end up doing. Something I'm going to change. There's actually like hair dye or something on these cabinets. It was like that when we saw the house. So I bought a kit and I'm gonna try to DIY this myself. Again, subscribe if you wanna see that project because it's definitely coming up. And at some point we will replace these countertops because while they function, they're just not very pretty. So we really bought this house because of the bones and the space, not necessarily because of the finishes. But it is nice that we have a separate water closet here. So that's cool. And as you can see, still haven't decorated. I'm still working on hanging things. It still has the tag on it, found that at Home Goods. I got this at a garage sale for I think $5. That'll go somewhere. But yeah, it's still a work in progress. So this is like real life. So come with me now and I'll show you the guest room. So this is the guest room. You didn't see it at all on the show. They didn't even talk about it. It's a nice size room. We really wanted 4 bedrooms in case we have a third baby, which God willing we will. So this is the guest room that would eventually become a third child's room if we end up having a third. For now, it is where Michael decided to set up his office. He had some options, but he liked the idea of closing the door. So he went with this as his space to work in. And it also is multi-purpose, you know, for a guest room. We're eventually gonna paint it. You can see like, there's like spots and things where things didn't quite get touched up very well. So, and it's kind of dark. So eventually we will paint this room, but I wasn't gonna pay $16,000 to have it painted. So come with me, I'll show you the kids' rooms. So I decided to put the kids on this side of the house so that they were a little bit farther from us, but also so that they were close to the bathroom. And it works out really nicely because at nighttime when we're doing like, you know, bedtime routine, or in the morning when I'm doing my working mom morning routine, it's really easy to just like ping pong between the 2 boys' rooms. So in the center is their bathroom, and they have double sinks, which is awesome. I was really excited about getting double sinks so that I can avoid hopefully some future fights. I grew up with a sister who is the exact same age apart from me. We're 20 months apart, and that's exactly what my boys are. So I know that there will be fighting with 1 sink. So I was looking for 2 sinks. We're gonna update things. We will change out this light fixture. I'm gonna do 2 mirrors here. We'll paint this cabinet or this vanity. Eventually we'll replace the cabinet, but honestly probably not till they're a lot older because they're probably gonna ruin it. They have a bathtub shower combo, which is great, and they have a window. All great, and they have a huge linen closet. Their linen closet is actually larger than the linen closet in the primary, And so I store a lot of their like toiletries and stuff up here. I call it my upstairs pantry. So this is Theodore's room, and we did not paint it. It's the same color that it was when we moved in. We didn't paint the kids' rooms mostly because we just didn't have time. And these were the very first 2 rooms that we set up because we wanted to make sure that our kids could settle into their rooms and kind of get adjusted to the new house. So this is the crib. This is a hand-me-down crib that we've had for a long time. And we just brought it with us from the last house. His dresser fits really nice over here. He has a smaller closet, but he definitely still has like a lot of storage, which is amazing because in our last house we had like no storage at all. And I just basically repurposed things that we already had from the old house. His old room was also nautical themed, so like the curtains are reused, the chair, the rug, everything is reused. I didn't buy anything new for this room. The only thing I did buy for this room is this shark thing over here, which I found at like TJ Maxx on clearance. So, and he's got his little cozy reading corner. And then this is Hamilton's room. So Hamilton is obsessed with trains, so I did go for a train theme in his room. The boys were sharing a room in our last house. They didn't really talk about that on the show either, but that was another huge reason why we really wanted to make sure we found a house that was big enough to grow into. So we went with kind of a train theme for Hamilton. He got this blanket for his birthday, and we got him some, you know, train pillows and things like that, just so he can kind of feel like he's on a train at night. And these are actually our curtains from our old living room. We just repurposed them. They're blackout curtains, and I had them in our old living room because when people would come to visit, that was the guest room. So we had a pull-out couch there. But they're very heavy, and they're not really the style that we're going for downstairs. So I decided to repurpose them here and use them for Hamilton's room. And it gets really dark in here, which is great because he can do some great sleeping in this room. And he has a huge closet. It is a mess right now. Again, I did not clean before this tour, but this is a huge closet, and actually the guest room has the same exact closet. It's just right here on this side of the door, or on this side of the wall, I should say. And so one thing that Michael and I have talked about is if we decide not to move the washer and dryer to the master bath, we may be able to carve out in the hallway, I'll show you, we may be able to carve out a top floor laundry just by stealing a little bit of space from the 2 closets. So we could potentially do a door here into like a smaller laundry room and still have 2 really nice sized closets for the 2 rooms on these, on this wall. So I've never lived in a house before that has such a large foyer. So Michael really wanted a grand foyer. He wanted something that would like make a statement. And I think he got that in this house. I mean, honestly, he wanted an older house with a lot of architectural detail, but I think this was the compromise. And I think once we change out the light fixture, it really will be more of our style. And for decor, I've just got some gnomes up there, and my kids love them. Every morning they're like, the gnomes, when they go down to breakfast. So they really love that. So thank you so much for coming by. I'm so glad that you were able to stop by. And if you haven't seen our episode yet, go ahead and search for it online. I'll link it down in the description box below too, because it is on HGTV's channel. So thanks so much for stopping by. Don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. And if you like this video, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, friends.